this video, I'm going to cover dream zones and explain everything about them, such as how to get tons of resources like sand, the best way to kill the dreamer bosses, and what to do with the scenario currency, the reality fragments. I know firsthand how all the new content once human can be a bit of an information overload, so I'm going to do my best to keep it simple for you guys. Across the map there are dream zones. There are two different types, Nightmare and Omen. Omen contains the Eternal Dreamer, which is the big boss, and Nightmare contains the Deep Dreamers and Night Dreamers, which are mini bosses. So the way you want to take out these dream zones is to first kill the Light Dreamers, then the Deep Dreamers, and then the Eternal Dreamer, or Omen. If you look at the dream zones, it will show you the level and nightmare of the zone. For example, this Omen is level 65, and in the Nightmare section, it shows all the effects the zone and Eternal Dreamer or boss has. Right now, this Omen boss has a bunch of different effects. If you were to try and fight the boss right now, it would probably kick your ass. When you select the Omen, it will show you all the Deep Dreamers or mini bosses that are connected to the main boss. So when you select one of the Nightmare zones that have the Deep and Light Dreamers or mini bosses, they also have their different Nightmare effects. Nightmare effects, the Omen boss is absorbing. The radar toggle on, it will show you the areas with the Light Dreamers, which the Deep Dreamers are absorbing effects from. Now, to spawn each of these bosses, you have to go into the dream zones and collect Sand of Clarity. You can get Sand of Clarity from various things, from mining clocks, killing certain enemies, and taking out invisible crates. Once you and any of your friends have enough sand, you can spawn and take out the bosses. Most of the time I'm with groups. It's pretty easy to find people to do this with. Just type in the world chat. There's always people organizing this kind of stuff, especially with the scenario being new. Just make sure you coordinate or transfer to the right world. Now with the scenario being new and people having to figure this all out, the whole process isn't so smooth. In my server, most of us learned our lesson trying to skip all the Nightmare zones and go straight to the boss. But if you can organize enough people to join the same world and go to the same spot, you can skip all of the Light Dreamers and go straight to the Deep Dreamer. If you do it this way, it's definitely a lot harder, but we were able to take out level 50 Nightmare zones while all being around level 20 to 30. It was honestly kind of a clown show, and there were people crawling around everywhere on the ground. You know, we were spam reviving, but the whole time I was laughing my ass off. It also seems like the devs randomly dropped the locations for the Nightmare zones. We had some that were halfway down cliffs, and then others that were like on top of houses, but this actually made it a lot more fun. You have a whole bunch of people trying to build along a cliffside, you know, running around, falling off the cliff, breaking their leg. Straight chaos, but it made the new content more enjoyable. Now those were the basics, so to really call this a guide, there's a few more things I should go over. You enter the dream zone, you'll be affected by a debuff called Confusion. This starts at a 15-minute timer and counts down while you're in the zone. If you get too close to these floating TVs called Nightmares, they'll cause your timer to go down faster. There are also these floating balls that give zone materials, such as beryllium crystal. The material it gives depends on the level of the zone you're in. Just remember you can build in these zones, so if one's too high, build up to a spot you can reach it. In every dream zone, there's an event timer that you can see at the top of the screen. Some of these events include being able to collect more resources, and negative ones like bombs falling from the sky. There are also a few items you can craft to help throughout the dream zones. I'm not going to read each one off, so if you want to read them, pause the video. These can be crafted at a supply workbench and then at your campsite. Now for the last thing, I'll go over reality fragments. These are the scenario currency you get from defeating the dream bosses. I already showed the reality resets, but other than that, when the scenario progresses, we'll be able to unlock the highest tier ammo and craft ammo using them. Then I'm sure they'll add recipes and other things you can use them in. And the biggest one is the dream market. In the dream zones, you can randomly find missed memory and spend reality fragments to get things such as calibrations, deviations, and memory fragments. That's it for the guide. Let me know how the scenario has been going for you. If you have any questions or if I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to help you out. As always, take it easy, guys.